So welcome everyone to the first AI session in Dreamforce.
Woohoo.
Yeah, you can clap, you can clap. You should be proud of it. Okay, so my name is Pato Sapir. I'm Salesforce MVP and a solutions consultant at Devs United. We are a Salesforce consulting partner providing digital marketing solutions on top of a Salesforce platform. So anything around Salesforce Marketing Cloud engagement, data cloud, and personalization, we can do it.
Hello, I'm Amanda Turner. I am a Salesforce solution architect at Slalom. Also, did you say that you're MVP? Because you're an MVP, and I'm a marketing champion.
Yeah, yes. I did
Yes,
say that.
yes. No, you didn't say it.
Yeah.
So I work for Slalom. We are a global service firm. On track to be the #1 partner for Salesforce. Right now, we're number 3. And yeah, like Pato said, we're here to talk about AI with you today. We're going to start off with just kind of a baseline overview, make sure that we're all in the same place. There's a lot of kind of interchangeable, confusing terms around AI. So let's set a baseline there. Glad that wasn't me. And from there, we're going to go through Salesforce features that are available today, as well as Pato's going to take you through a very exciting demo of 13 tools to supercharge your day outside of Salesforce. We'll wrap it up with some final considerations, and this is a roundtable, so there's time to chat and some Q&A as well at the very end. If we are going too fast, it's because we are. We are packing a lot in today, but at the very end, we have some QR codes so you can download a one-sheeter. Also, the presentation will be available after Dreamforce is over, so you can see all the slides. Real quick, Salesforce's lovely forward-looking statement. We will be featuring a few things that are not GA, so generally available. I tried to limit those in here, but make all of your purchasing decisions based upon products and features currently available today. Over to Pato.
Awesome. Yeah. So before we start diving deeper, I kind of wanted to make sure I establish a general understanding of what generative AI is. You're going to hear a lot, you're going to go to a lot of sessions around generative AI. So I thought it would be important for everyone to have a good understanding of what that is. I'm going to spend a few minutes on that. So basically, everyone knows what AI is. AI has been around for almost 100 years, really. I would say that the first form of AI is probably a calculator, right? From there we have machine learning, which is basically algorithms that leverage massive amounts of data to predict outcomes. Then it advances into deep learning. It evolves into deep learning, which is using neural networks, which are complex algorithms to perform tasks, without having to have specific instructions. And then we arrive now to generative AI. So generative AI is a family of neural networks that work together to automatically generate content such as video, images, audio, and text. And the main characteristic of generative AI is that the output is based on the input provided by natural language, usually a human. So if you hear a lot about prompt, take a class on prompt engineering if you want to get good at this. Prompting, that means that the natural language used for the models to give you accurate results. Now, generative AI is built on top of what is called large language models. And the main difference is large language models use a family of neural networks to process billions and billions of parameters and generate an outcome, versus the traditional neural networks can process a little bit less data. generative AI has been around for a long, long time. But I think a lot of the interest lately has been because of ChatGPT. But I would say it's mostly because it's a combination of generative AI applications with a user-friendly user interface that has, make it very popular. And then we arrive to GPT, generative pre-trained transformers. So GPT is a type of large language models. It was created by OpenAI, and it basically relies on three main ingredients. One is large language models. The second one is using a technique called self-supervision to train itself, hence the term pre-train. And then a mechanism called a transformer, which basically uh, does a deep analysis and understanding of the relationships between the words and the context based on the input that is given. That is why, again, it's very important to know what the prompt is. And it's very important to provide an accurate prompt to get good results. So anyone can give me a couple of examples, what generative AI is used for? Anyone wants to volunteer and say?
You can generate images like, say,
Content.
draw a picture of this room in this style of angle, and you produce an output.
Yep, image generation is a great use case. I have a few others here. Content writing, content translation could be a huge one. Image generation, data interpretation, and data manipulation, and more and more. There are thousands and thousands of startups that are coming up with different ways to utilize generative AI, to produce content. So there are a lot of features, AI features, in the Salesforce ecosystem today. At Dreamforce, you're gonna hear a lot of announcements or new features, but we want to show you on this session everything that you have at your disposal today. You don't have to wait until a release. There is a lot that you can do with AI and Salesforce today. So for that, Amanda is gonna walk us through that.
Thank you. All right, so moving along, let's first go through the Einstein system landscape. There's a lot to take in, but it all starts with your customer data, right? So your data is brought into Salesforce, and from there, you can actually use either the Salesforce model or you can bring your own model in to essentially train the algorithm, right? You've got this feedback loop over here. Anytime your customers are engaging with your content, it is further training your model, whichever solution you want to go with, so that you can actually produce the content that your program needs. So this slide has a lot. It is available online. All of these tools are available today, but the main takeaway here, and what I'd like for you to take from this portion at all, is, I wish I had a pointer, I'm very sorry. Everything is built upon Salesforce Hyperforce, right? So again, then you bring in your data. Thank
I'm
you.
your pointer.
And then kind of moving up the chain, again, you have your AI layer, right? So you can bring in your own data model, or not data model, AI model, and or use the Salesforce model. And then from there, of course, is your tools that you're using overlap on top of it. The most important box on the screen, though, and I'm remiss that it's quite small, but is the human in the loop, right? So we need to keep in mind that we are producing content, we are producing text with AI, but we need to make sure that our QA systems are robust, make sure that our inputs are not biased. We'll go through a lot of what we want you to take away from that, but I don't want to spoil anything. This is the full landscape with some use cases. We're going to focus, of course, mostly on marketing, but I would like for everyone to walk away with the full picture here. As you can see, the first focus here is on Marketing Cloud. All of these features are available today. Now, all these features are not necessarily GPT, but they are AI. So we did just learn the difference between the different models and what AI can do. Some of my favorites on here are the most popular. You've got Einstein engagement frequency. You've got Einstein send time optimization. So letting the models, again, the AI models, predict what exactly your customers are going to want to see and when they're going to want to see it out of Marketing Cloud. Going into the next section is AI around content. So there is a concept of tagging your images that you bring in. There's also the ability to use the pool of images that are available that have tags behind them for the content selections. And then from there, you can use the recommendations as well. Again, with these tools, you can fully power your marketing tool content so that you can deliver the right information to your customers. Moving on to intelligence and data cloud, also within the marketing stack. So all of these tools are, again, available today. You can basically have your customers. I'm sorry, are we good with time?
You're good.
Okay.
You're perfect. You're doing perfect.
We don't have a timer. So you can bring your own model, again, into Data Cloud. So this is going to be the processing layer behind a lot of what you're going to see today is Data Cloud. You can also use intelligence insights. So after the fact, kind of bringing together the full picture of how everything performed. This is available within intelligence. I did not want to leave out the core features, even though they are in pilot for GTP use cases. These are going to be important for devs as they start to code using natural language. This is, again, which we'll see a lot here, and a huge breakthrough with the Einstein use cases available within Salesforce. All right, and on to Pato for the external tools.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you, Amanda, for walking us through what's available today. In terms of features, like we said, if you sign up for this session, you're gonna get a PDF, and we'll have also a bunch of QR codes at the end that you can scan to get like the guide with all the resources and whatnot. But there's also tools and platforms available today, generative AI platforms available today outside, outside of what Salesforce has to offer. And my thought was I wanted to walk you through 13 different tools, whether you're an admin, a developer, or a marketer. So we are the marketer, to supercharge your day-to-day. So it's always important to, the way I consider this type of technology, generative AI is a tool. It's not the replacement for your team. Someone always needs to be behind prompting these platforms and also fact-checking what they are providing to us. So just consider these as tools. I'm going to attempt to do this in 15 minutes or less. So if you want to start a timer, we're going to go up in the Guinness Book. Okay, so I'm going to get started. These are my favorites that I picked. So, all right, for admins. So the first one is ArcWise. So this one is a really, really cool Google Sheets plugin. So imagine you're an admin. You have to clean up data. You have to massage data, and or you have to write complex formulas. ArcWise takes that task at ease, and you provide, with natural language, you provide what you need. For example, in this example, we want to extract the city, and then basically it does the formula for you. It's a free plugin, so very important. I have another example in here, formula writing. So I just want to add up some values depending on a condition, and it does it for you. So very, very useful for admins if you are trying to import data and clean up data, especially when you get data from a client or whatnot that is kind of dirty, you need to clean it up. The next one is universal data. A lot of times we need to generate mock-up data to import into our org or into our Marketing Cloud instance, for example. And universal data generates random sample data using natural language prompt. So you tell them, okay, give me like CRM deals, by geography, and then it completes everything for you, and it gives you a CSV file. And it's also free, which is really cool. Psychic It's a freemium plugin. But this one is also, I think, for admins. A lot of times you have to coordinate meetings with a project manager and a business analyst and yourself to understand a requirement. So all you have to do is forward the email that you're receiving to Psychic, and Psychic is an AI bot that's gonna coordinate the meeting between more than two parties and kind of like get everything. So it speeds up the process of scheduling a meeting. GeniePM, this is another one, also for business analysts too. So it helps you to get a kickstart on a project or a requirement. So basically what you do is you start with the description of what you're trying to accomplish, and then using generative AI, GeniePM completes a list of requirements that it thinks that it will need for a project, and then you can start refining from them, assign it to people, and it has a bunch of integrations as well. So this one is a paid app, but really cool. Other AI, I love this app. I use it a lot. It's a freemium app. There is a mobile app on your phone as well. Basically, every time you have meetings, and I work with teams all over the world, every time you have meetings, there is a lot of outcomes that come out of a meetings, meeting notes. So Other AI records your meetings, identifies the specific keywords in the meetings, and it creates action items for each team member. And then it also integrates with Slack, so you can send all the summary information and the task to Slack. I think it integrates with Jira as well. So really cool. If you have distributed teams, Other AI, really cool tool. All right, for developers. Am I okay in time? I think so. All right, so this one is a paid app with ChatGPT Plus account. You can get access to Code Interpreter. Basically, what I'm doing in this example, I uploaded a sample file of revenue by channel, and I'm asking ChatGPT to provide me a chart and find insights. And ChatGPT, what it's doing is not only providing me a graphical representation of sales by channel, but also it's providing what is their findings, actionable insights that I can do based on the data. So concentrate more on this channel versus another. And then the other thing that I could do is Code Assistant. So if I'm writing code, it can assist me on my coding as well. Auto regex. Who here knows how to write regular expressions? Now, you still do? Okay, I used to be able to write regular expressions. I forgot all about it. And now I don't need to remember again because I have this tool that basically I say, hey, give me a regular expression to match X. And it gives me a regular expression that I can use on my web app, for example. And it's free. AI placeholder. So a lot of times we need to put up a quick proof of concept that maybe connects to an API. And all I want is just to need a mockup service that returns some JSON. So AI placeholder is a free app that basically you do an HTTP GET to a URL with some prompting in the URL, and it gives you a JSON, a JSON response or a response that you need, that you can use in your mockups. Really cool, and again, not a replacement, but it makes your job a lot faster. GitHub Copilot, this one is also impressive. You're gonna see some keynotes about Salesforce development as well with generative AI. GitHub Copilot, basically it's a super advanced code assistant. As you are writing your code and putting some comments, it autocomplete all the code. If you're writing a class or a function, no matter what language, it will do it for you. So really, really great. And the last one is for marketers. So Gloves AI, this one is a really cool, interesting tool. I put our Clouder session this Thursday that we're doing with Tony. You upload a full video and it actually interprets the video. You provide some branding, a little bit of context, and it generates a lot of pieces of content that you can share in different social media channels. If it's a paid kind of freemium app, so if you pay, you can create a blog post, an ebook, and whatnot. Really cool app. Ad Creative, this one basically for if you have an e-commerce store, you upload your product catalog, you upload some branding information, and it generates a lot of variations of ads for social media, and on the different networks as well. It's paid as well. I really like this one for when you are trying to test cloud pages or landing pages or microsites, for example. So Attention Insights basically predicts how users are going to interact with your content, building a predictive sitemap, and also predicting what is going to be the level of engagement if you have a CTA or whatnot. You just upload screenshots of your site and it does the work for you. Really great. Good thing I have Gilda here because Crystal is the last one I think I have. Crystal basically is a plugin for LinkedIn that it uses AI to interpret the content of a profile, LinkedIn profile, and try to predict what is the personality that the person has. So Gilda, I have you as a driver, which I think we all could all say you are a driver, you are a go-getter, and it gives you recommendations on how should you approach Gilda when I need to call Gilda or when I need to email Gilda. This would have been useful many years ago when I was talking to Gilda a lot more, but that's okay. So really cool. I use Crystal all the time. It's kind of creepy, but that's okay. All right. So did I did it in 15 minutes? I think so. I would say.
so.
Yeah, let's say yes. That's fine.
Yes, sure.
All right. I don't have water, but that's okay. So let's slow down a little bit. I'll walk you through 13 different tools that you can use as an admin, a developer, and a marketer. But I think it's important, like I said, to have considerations when using all of these tools, generative AI tools in particular. So I want to talk about 4 principles to use generative AI responsibly. So trust is the first one. So make it clear to your customers that the content that you're providing them is AI generated. Very important to follow company guidelines and respect your user choices. Security, don't be putting all this customer data in ChatGPT. If you already do it, I mean, you shouldn't have, but just protect personally identified information when using these tools. Accuracy, always check the facts, always check what these tools are giving to you and if it makes sense. There is this concept of explainable AI. You should be able, this should be able to explain what is given to you, and you should fact checking. And last one, empowerment. Like I said before, use AI as an assistant. Okay, like this is not going to replace 3 people in your marketing team, but it's going to make them work better. It's going to make it work faster. It's going to make them advance in their career. Think about the strategy, different things that they can do. So if I leave you with anything before we go into a little round table that we're going to do, just 3 questions you should ask yourself when implementing this tool. 3 simple questions. Is your data set or AI prompting inclusive? There is this concept of prompting bias. When I'm prompting, am I assuming that a flight attendant is a male, for example? That's a classic example of prompting bias. Or is my data set that these models are using represents a diverse collection of my customers or the people that are in my data set? Because if not, the outcome is going to be biased. Number 2, again, can you interpret what is given to you? And number 3, are you respecting your customers' privacy choices? So I think it's back to you.
We can come around if you have any questions now too. So very casual. Thank
Awesome.
you. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to share anything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.